Welcome to Insight Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. Today on our show, we have actor Timothy Cox. Tim, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Glad to have you here. Your projects that you worked on, great job. I love the body of work that you've created so far. But before we talk about your projects, let's talk about you as an actor. When did you discover that acting was going to be a career path for you?
I was in the eighth grade the first time I did a play and got in front of an audience and I heard that the roar of the crowd, that laughter, and I thought, oh, I'm on to something. And because I wanted to be an athlete, I wanted to be, Larry Bird or Mike Schmidt. I wanted to be an athlete like most kids, and it was really by accident that I got involved in the theater. They had auditions for the school play during the day. So I auditioned just to get out of class. And 35 years later, I'm still doing it and still loving it.
Hey, that's also awesome. Glad you stuck with it. So out of curiosity, you say you were athlete. If you can touch on that, what sports did you play? You mentioned Larry Bird. Did you have that
Oh,
3-point shot?
oh God. I was a very good bench warmer. I think that's I grew up in a family of they were my youngest brother is probably the athlete, but me, I was always on the bench and I was always trying to be funny. Like, because you're sitting around on the bench watching everybody play, you kind of become the jokester. And so uh, I was a really ter and I was a terrible baseball player. I joke. I actually think I struck out on a batting tee in baseball. That's how bad I was.
Hey man, it's no rocks thrown your way. We all gotta struggle somewhere.
Yes.
But acting, awesome. All right. So you had some auditions and now you're on your acting path. So how did that start for you? How did you develop the after the first auditions, okay, this is what I want to do and I'm gonna, stick
Oh,
with
sure.
it.
Oh, sure. I mean, I got involved in the theater in high school and in college, and I graduated from college in 1999 from Marietta College, just a small liberal arts college here in Marietta, Ohio. And for about a year and a half after I graduated, I went home and worked an odd job to save money because I wanted to go to New York. When I thought about a career path as an actor, I just wanted to be a good supporting actor in the theater. I didn't think about film or television or anything like that. I wanted to do Shakespeare and Chekhov. I wanted to be a road actor, go on the road and around that time when a lot of the summer stock theater companies, many of them were closing down. I mean, they were very popular in the 1950s and 60s. So, and I went up to New York and I got involved in the theater right away and started looking into film work. The nice thing about film work in New York is that you have New York University, New York Film Academy, School of Visual Arts. So if you want to get your feet wet in film with young, new, fresh filmmakers, that's a really great way of getting your foot in the door. And for me, coming from the theater, who knew nothing about, where everything is big in the theater, having to kind of bring that down to the screen, that was a great learning experience. I'm still learning it, and so, but those auditions, my feeling about auditions is I don't look at it as going in like, oh, I got to go in and get a job. I always think, and I got to credit Michael Keaton for this because it's a really, really great mentality to have about auditions. If that in that day, if that 2 minutes or whatever is the only acting you do that day, that's it. I'm not auditioning. I'm going to work. I'm going in, I'm giving the auditioner my take on the character because you always want to show a casting director or a director or a writer or producer that this is someone that has they come in with ideas and they're either going to like it or they're not going to like it. And so I always have had the feeling with auditions that you audition, but and if that doesn't happen, the next job is always around the corner, and that saves me a lot of panic and depression because I just it's when a supporting actor mentality. I always just think the next job is always around the corner.
True, that's true. All right. So you have experience with theater acting and production, like
hmm
film acting. What would you say is the challenges with, either or?
Well, the exciting thing about acting in the theater is that, you rehearse, you really develop an ensemble with, your actors and the crew. But when you're out there and the lights go up, there's no cut. You have to be completely prepared. You have to have the script memorized and really be prepared. And the beautiful thing about acting in the theater also is that every performance, it's opening night because how they react on Friday is going to be different how they react on Saturday, on Sunday, and the next week. So that makes it exciting. And then working in film, going from theater to film, it's nice. I'll give you an example. Like, I was working on a film yesterday in Columbus, the film Good Luck to Me. And myself and Heather Bales, who is my co-star and co-writer, we both come from the theater. And so you're able to, you rely on, your training and your instincts to and your theater background to really be imaginative. If the director comes up and says, well, I need a little more of this, a little more of that, you can do that. And you can be imaginative. And I think you can endure also a lot of, the waiting and the long, because, you're saving your energy. You want to save it for camera. And I think working in the theater, all of those years where you gotta, when you go out there, you gotta have that script in your head. So, it's fun to do both. I'm doing a play again this summer, and I think I need to go back to the theater because it it re-energizes me as an actor to do
Awesome.
both.
Awesome. I love that. Thanks for sharing that too. Some
Sure.
great points that you made. All right. So you mentioned one of the projects that you're working on. Good luck to me. Could you share with us how you got a part of that project and how's the experience going so far?
Sure. It was a script that Heather Bales and I co-wrote, and it's a script about a couple who have been married for 20 years, who have reached that point in their marriage where the marriage is going to go in one direction or it's going to go in the other. And it's a wonderful portrait of that any audience member can relate to, whether it's in a marriage or whether it's in a business relationship where you get to that place in a relationship where you have to make some serious choices. And it involves a lot of soul searching. And we just wrapped on the film yesterday. And we shot the film in Columbus, Ohio, and it was directed by Maya Ahmed and cinematography by my good friend Mr. Thomas Angeletti, who I've worked with many, many times over the last 2 years. And yeah, no, it went really, really well, and we hope to have something edited together in the next couple of months here so we can get it out to festivals here in Ohio.
Awesome. Awesome. Everyone be on the lookout for that one. Good
Yeah.
luck to me. All right. So some couple other projects that you worked on. Let's talk about this one, Hard Truths.
Mhm.
How did that project come about?
Again, Paige Hoover, the lead actress in the film, is a model in the Columbus, Ohio area, and one of the things I'm always curious about is how agents and managers of actors, singers, and performers are always portrayed in movies. Agents are often portrayed in movies as kind of cold, heartless, unfeeling types, and in my experience, that has not been the case. And so, excuse me, with Paige, who's a model, I wanted to develop a project about an agent of a model who is almost like a father figure or a big brother. And in the premise of the film is that Paige Hoover plays this very successful model, Hope Harmon. And on this day, her agent, Peter, who I play, has to deliver some news to her. And it's news that she has been waiting for, that this major clothing brand, if yay or nay, if they're going to work with her or not. And I have to come to set to tell her the news that they want her, but they want her to make drastic changes. So it really takes a look at the modeling industry and how, whether it's agents or clients can just say, you could be this successful model if you do dot dot dot, whether, and it can be any number of things, whether if you change your name, if you dye your hair, if you lose 25, 30 pounds, if you do something else. And when you do things like that, do you sacrifice your own humanity? And so Maya Ahmed also directed that. And the beautiful thing about that film is that the film is completely improvised. We, Maya, Paige, myself, and Tom Angeletti, we had a lot of big discussions about the modeling industry, and we wanted it improvised. Now, of course, every actor in the film we had scenario of what we wanted to accomplish in each scene. But in the end of the film, Paige and I have this wonderful scene where I tell her the news, and everything she says, it was all completely improvised and all something that she herself has experienced in her own life as a model. And my reactions are, 100% genuine. And so it was very exciting to work that way. It's not a way that I would often recommend, but it was a really nice experiment, and I'm glad we did it, and did it with that group of people.
Interesting. Is that project available to where everyone can check it out?
It is. It is available on YouTube. It is also available on the new streaming site Reveal, which is spelled Reveel. And if you go on to Reveal, you sign up for it's a free account, and the film is available for viewing there online. And no, it's been very, very successful. Paige has won a couple of acting awards. The film, it's been critically acclaimed from sites and critics all over the world. So I'm very proud of the film.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Like the way you were describing it to me, it's like it hits the nail right on the head because it's kind of like, how far would you go to get something you want? You know,
Yeah.
how much are you willing to sacrifice?
Well, that's the thing is, and the price, if you, let's say, if the movie continued and the character that Paige played, she did try to make those drastic changes. Like if they did ask her to have cosmetic surgery or lose weight or do this or that, and her career went down the tube, then it was all for nothing.
Yeah,
Or, if they ask her, if she does this thing this time, what are they going to ask her to do next time? So it's like, it never ends, because and it's something that I think not only every model should see, every actor should see, because, I mean, hey, people have come up to me and said, you should change your name. You should do this to you should do this to your nose or something like that, or, all of these kinds of things that, for me, if I were to do that, I would feel like, well, that I'm not me. I'm kind of, sacrificing who I am, and, would I be able to look in the mirror and see the real me staring back?
exactly. You don't want that to happen because then you won't be able to have any Sundays with dad. So now let's jump into this project that you have, Sundays with Dad. How did that concept come about and how is it working in that project?
I wrote that. After having such a successful partnership with Tom Angeletti and Alsam Films, we had first done a short film that I wrote called After. and then we did Hard Truths, and I just love working with these people. That I had this script rattling around in my head of just of a really nice script between a father and a son meeting on a Sunday afternoon, and in this story, a wonderful actor named George R. Hildebrand. He plays Ben, my father. He's a recent widower, and he has this love and fascination with the very famous Claude Debussy song "Clair de Lune," which is my favorite, one of my favorite pieces of music because it means a lot to me because that's the first piece of music that was playing when my son Spencer was born. So it has a lot of sentimental value. So I wanted to work that into the film as well. And Ben's son Jason, who I play, comes and visit him every Sunday in the weeks after his mother's passing, and just to bond with them, and and they sit and have a conversation. I mean, Ben is kind of father who likes to bust Jason's chops because Jason's kind of an easy target, and but on this day, Ben reveals to Jason that he has hired an escort from an escort service, not for anything romantic or sexual, but for companionship. And I think Ben knows that Jason's going to have some feelings about this, but it's a very sweet, tender, charming, funny uh, film, and we shot that last summer, and here in my backyard here in Bellbrook, Ohio. And Tom Angeletti was the director, and Jake Reynolds, wonderful Jake Reynolds, was the cinematographer. And yeah, the film I think was released, I believe, in the end of October, and it's been doing very, very well so far on festivals and with the critics. And again, I'm very, very proud of that film as well.
Awesome, awesome. And is that film available for everyone to check out as well?
Yes, it is also available on the site Reveal. And again, if you wish to, you can sign up for a free account. It's a wonderful new streaming service. It's a streaming service that really helps out the indie filmmaker, and especially the indie filmmaker who makes short films. Unfortunately, short films I don't think are available to get on to like Amazon. It would be nice, but I've seen a few slip through the cracks. But Review is very, very nice, and they've been very supportive and very helpful with getting our work out there. So I'm grateful to them.
Awesome, awesome. And we'll try to get those links into the description box so you guys can check those out. And then also, if you have any experience on Reveal, drop us some comments in the comments below and tell us how your experience is going on with the platform and how can we help, shine some light on your projects as on that platform as well. All right, Timothy. So now we're at that part of the episode where I ask all the guests, what is a book, a TV show, or a film that you recommend to the next aspiring actor?
I would say if for any actor, if they're looking for excellence in acting, writing, directing, the whole shebang, watch Breaking Bad. It's the TV show that now every other show that I watch, is that Breaking Bad good? Or and just it's a show for 6 seasons. The quality was always at the highest level, from the acting, from the writing to the directing, the cinematography, and just the action, and the way that it was able to blend action and drama and a little bit of humor. So that's for anyone at this point. I mean, Breaking Bad is so popular. If there's anyone that hasn't seen it, I would be very surprised. But if anyone coming up is looking for a show to binge, do it. My wife and I one day, I think we'd watched 17 episodes in one day. I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. We were gonna like, okay, we're gonna finish this episode and then go to bed. And then something else happened, like, oh my God, okay, we gotta watch another one. So that's how good Breaking Bad is.
Awesome. Check that out, everyone. All right, everyone. If you love today's episode, don't forget to check out some of our previous episodes and also some of our upcoming episodes. We're here every Tuesday, 9 a.m. We're on YouTube and all other podcast platforms. This has been your host, Devon Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, we had actor Timothy Cox. Timothy, welcome. Thank you again for joining us today, and we look forward to checking out your latest projects.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right, everyone, remember, stay inspired and keep creating. Devon Jones signing out.